On May 10th, 1940, Hitler rolled the dice on his biggest gamble yet. Against the advice of most of his senior officers in the Wehrmacht, he invaded France. Today on Little Wars TV, we're going to bring you a quick strike report from the spearhead of Rommel's famed Ghost Division. Although it hadn't earned the nickname yet, the 7th Panzers Division was looking for a foothold across the Meuse River. Join us as we go back in time to the evening of May 12, 1940, for one of the greatest what-ifs of Operation Fall Gelb. Can the French hold the Meuse, or will Rommel gain the foothold he needs? We're going to find out in about 10 minutes.
This Quick Strike AAR is sponsored by Pico Armor. They have a complete full range of 3mm World War II minis, and if you saw our most popular Quick Strike, Operation Martlet, then you got to see Pico Armor in action. We love using smaller figures for bigger battles like this, and to check them out, go to their website and grab 10% off your entire order with the coupon Little Wars TV 10. That's a sweet discount on a range we'll be showcasing again on our channel. Until then, let's head back to the Meuse River.
Just 2 days after Operation Fall Gelb begins, German panzers are already on the east bank of the Meuse River, but the French had blown all of the bridges, or had they? At Houx, the Germans discover a set of pylons that connect an old lock to the opposing bank. During the early evening of May 12th, a company of Rommel's motorcycle troops laid planks across the pylons. By midnight, that foothold expanded to almost a battalion, as the crossing had gone unnoticed and unopposed, despite the nearby presence of the French 5th Motorized. General Carap's orders specifically detailed his men to defend the river down to the waterline, an order that historically was ignored. But what if the 5th Motorized had been actively patrolling the riverbank as they were ordered? As it was, the German crossing the next day was not easy for the Ghost Division. French bunkers and artillery caused a lot of problems for Rommel. And so, our scenario today is based on a what if. In this game, the French player will be patrolling the road from Houx. Their objective is to locate the German crossing and engage them until reinforcements can be brought up from the heights above the town. The German player must keep the road open and maintain Rommel's bridgehead until darkness. For this game, we're playing the rules Disposable Heroes 2, which we reviewed on the channel back in Season 1. We also have this exact DH2 scenario available for free right now on littlewarstv.com/free stuff. The scenario was written by Keith, and I'll let him explain the available forces for each side.
On the French side here, we've got a squad of GRDI motorcyclists. Made by Crusader Miniatures, both mounted, they're on their bikes, and dismounted. We have a panhard, and we've got one squad of Dragoons Portees, part of the 5th DLM, and the command section under Lieutenant. On the German side, the only thing they have is one squad of infantry, Krodschützen, motorcycle troops, and then a second squad in reserve, a platoon command under a lieutenant with a AT rifle, Panzerbusch 39, and a 5cm mortar.
The scenario begins the evening of May 12th on the outskirts of Houx. You'll notice that there are some dice on the table to start the game. These are the possible German deployment points, and Greg, playing as the German commander here, must secretly write down where his teams are hiding. Greg sizes up the railroad embankment as an exposed position and decides not to deploy anything at this location. He instead arrays his troops at the other 3 locations. The French may enter anywhere from the northern table edge. To start turn 1, Keith aggressively races his motorcycle troops down the railroad embankment. He's wasting no time, and somewhat surprised to encounter no German resistance along the way. Even as he dismounts 2 of his teams and begins exploring deeper on the railroad cut, he still finds nothing.
So one of the things I really do like about playing Disposable Heroes 2 is that as the defender, you don't start with any troops on the table, and that leads to a really interesting decision on your part as to when you want to reveal. So my plan, I see Keith's motorcycle troops coming down the side. That's not too shocking. I'm going to wait as long as possible. I'm going to bait them in as deep as I can before revealing anything. I don't want to take a shot too soon.
Okay, so they spent 2 tactical points to move 6 inches.
All right, when these guys come across the railroad embankment,
Okay.
I'm going to open fire from the building.
Okay.
I've got a team in the building.
Okay, gotcha.
So I only hit on ones and twos. But I did get 2.
All right.
The French motorcycle troops fall back behind the railroad, but Greg keeps up the pressure by revealing his 5-centimeter mortar and dialing in a quick hit on the French positions.
Oh, it's a kill!
Hey!
Killed the assistant. Oh, man. All right, so gut check -2, -3, -7. That's a fail! Oh, that sucks.
Face down in the mud, yuck.
So that didn't go well. I tried to probe the on the left side of the railroad track. I tried to probe with my GRDI squad. Got down to the warehouse, kicked the door in, lost 2 guys. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do at this point.
With his surviving motorcycle troops bloody and pinned down along the railroad, Keith brings on his panhard to soften up the German defenses. It advances down the main road, unwittingly rolling into a German AT rifle team that Greg has waiting in the bushes. The AT gunners line up a shot and fire.
Yeah, man. Dunk! Boom! Son of a...
Not only does the shot hit, Greg rolls a 10 for damage, which is an instant brew up. Greg can't believe his luck, knocking out the panhard with his very first shot. It's a rough start for the French, and Keith begins to fall back towards the safety of the village. Players in Disposable Heroes 2 take turns activating their units in any order they want, and the same unit can activate multiple times. Greg takes advantage of this mechanic to reveal a rifle team in the woods and keep advancing them closer to the village. The defender is suddenly becoming the attacker.
So I'm going to do something that is potentially very stupid.
I like that.
But you like that, don't you?
I like that.
Brimming with overconfidence, we are going to take a 6-inch move out of the building to engage them because they're suppressed.
Yeah.
So we're charging out.
Okay, you're going to charge out of the building and try to take them prisoner.
I'm going to try to take them prisoner.
Okay. And the hook! And there's no cover, so 1, 2. Ha! 3 10s and a 9. My rolling is shit. Look at that.
All right, I admit I might have gotten a little bit overexcited about that team that I had coming out of the building to capture the French motorcycles. At the time, it seemed like a really good idea, and then, of course, in the distance, we hear the truck coming down the road, and I realized immediately that I might have gotten a little overzealous.
The sudden arrival of French infantry support scatters Greg's rifle team, rescuing the newly acquired prisoners and putting the Germans back on their heels. Keith now pushes down the road, skillfully providing covering fire with one squad to advance the other. German machine gun fire finally brings the French advance to a halt, and when a combination of mortars and MG-34 fire pin the French motorcycles again, Greg brings up his rifle team once more to finish the job he had started earlier.
I'm taking my push.
Oh,
and this time, there won't be prisoners. Not gonna surrender this time, Frenchie.
I got a 10.
I get a 6.
I'll strike first. How many guys do I have there?
3.
3, okay. Uh-oh. 6, and down, 2 hits.
Good roll.
And
Wow. 2.
2, all right. Take 2 out. Put them up there.
All right. Well, it's an even fight now.
Okay.
3 hits.
Okay. This is gonna suck.
3.
That's the squad. Yeah, they're going.
This time, there are no prisoners, and Greg has finally captured some motorcycles. By the middle of turn 3, the French are down to just a single team, and when the German anti-tank rifle knocks out their truck, the surviving French infantry melt into the woods and quit the field. Supporters of our channel on Patreon have told us that they want to hear post-battle chats between players. So if you want to listen to Keith and Greg reflect on the scenario and the historical actions of Rommel's bridgehead, that will be available on our Patreon page as a bonus extended cut. And even if you're not a patron, don't forget that you can grab yourself a free copy of this scenario at littlewarstv.com.
Damn, you put up a hell of a fight.
I got some really lucky rolls. I got some great rolls.
Oh, I had rolls for a lot of my gut checks too.
This is real. This actually happened.
3 tens.
That happened.
3 tens. Son of a.